Seniors, the only 5 exercises you need to climb stairs easily. Ages 60 plus, senior health tips. There was a time I stood at the bottom of my staircase and froze, not because I was tired, not because I didn't want to go up, but because I was afraid. Afraid my knees would give out, afraid I'd fall and no one would be there, afraid that this was the beginning of the end. If you've ever gripped the railing a little tighter, if you felt your heart race at the thought of going down even 2 steps, I want you to know something. You are not weak, you are not broken, and you are definitely not alone. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 simple movements, no gym, no machines, no pressure that gave me back something I thought I lost. My freedom, backed by science, made for real life, and safe to do at home. These exercises change how I move and how I feel. If you're ready to take that first small step towards strength, balance, and confidence again, click subscribe so we can take this journey together. Part 1, when stairs become mountains, what aging does but doesn't have to do. I used to think it was just me, that maybe I'd gotten lazy or soft, or maybe I just wasn't aging well. But I was wrong. The truth is, there's a very real reason stairs feel so much harder after 60. And it's not weakness, it's biology. After the age of 60, adults lose up to 8% of their muscle mass each decade. By 80, many have lost over 30% of their strength, often without even realizing it. This condition has a name, sarcopenia, and it doesn't just affect bodybuilders. It affects anyone who stops moving with intention. Now here's what no one tells you. It's not just your legs that weaken. It's the chain of systems connected to them. Your knees, hips, inner ear, balance centers in your brain. That's why one little stair can feel like a mountain. And when stairs become scary, what happens next? You avoid them. When you avoid them, you stop using the very muscles that keep you safe. And when those go, so does your independence. But here's the real heartbreak. None of this is inevitable. Studies from Harvard and the National Institute on Aging have shown that even adults in their 70s, 80s, and yes, 90s can regain significant muscle strength through targeted, consistent movement. Even more impressive, in one study, seniors who began simple home-based strength exercises increased their stair climbing ability by over 32% in just 6 weeks. That's not a miracle. That's biology working in your favor if you move with purpose. And that's exactly what we're going to do, together. We're going to wake up the muscles that aging tried to quiet. We're going to challenge the fear that tells you to hold back. And we're going to start, not at the gym, not with heavy equipment, but with the one movement that rebuilt my confidence from the ground up. Let's begin with the sit to stand. Part 2, sit to stand, the first step to reclaiming your power. Let's start where it all begins, the chair. The same chair you sit in to watch TV, read the paper, or drink your morning coffee can become the most powerful piece of fitness equipment you own. Because the sit-to-stand exercise isn't just a movement, it's a message. Every time you rise from that chair with control, you're telling your body, I'm still strong. I still decide. Here's the science. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that performing sit-to-stand exercises just 5 times a day improved lower limb strength in adults over 70 by up to 36% within 2 months. That's right, 5 reps, no treadmill, no machines, just a chair and your will. This movement activates the quadriceps, front of the thighs, the glutes, your buttocks, and your core, all muscles that weaken silently with age but are vital for climbing stairs, getting off the toilet, or catching your balance if you stumble. And I speak from experience. The first time I realized I couldn't get off the couch without using both hands and momentum, I felt embarrassed. Small, but after 3 weeks of daily sit-to-stands, I was getting up with less effort, better posture, and most importantly, more confidence. Here's how you can do it safely. Sit near the edge of a sturdy chair. Keep your feet flat, slightly behind your knees. Lean forward just a bit, Tighten your thighs and glutes and rise to a full stand. Pause. Lower yourself back down slowly without plopping or using momentum. That lowering part, that's where the magic happens. Controlled descent builds eccentric strength, helping you resist gravity, which becomes crucial for walking downstairs safely. Want more challenge later? Try crossing your arms over your chest or doing it with one hand only. But don't rush. Consistency is more important than intensity. The sit to stand is more than a warm-up. It's the foundation. When your thighs and hips get stronger, everything gets easier. Getting in and out of the car, lifting groceries, walking upstairs without dreading the next step. And once you're standing strong again, it's time to build the one thing that keeps you upright balance. Because muscles help you move, but balance helps you trust the movement. Let's take a sideways step into something even more empowering. Part 3, lateral step, restoring balance, restoring confidence. So now you're standing tall, stronger thighs, more stable hips. But here's the next question. Can you stay steady when life pushes you sideways? Balance isn't just about walking in a straight line. It's about how you respond when the world moves around you, when the ground is uneven, when someone bumps your shoulder, when a grandchild runs into your arms. And for that kind of resilience, one muscle matters more than most, your gluteus medius. This small muscle lives on the outside of your hips. Think of it as the side anchor that keeps your body upright when you shift from one foot to another. And here's the catch, it's often ignored until it fails. I didn't know mine was weak until I stepped sideways to pick up a dropped sock and almost fell. That moment stayed with me not because of pain, but because of fear. The fear that I couldn't trust my own body anymore. But there's good news. You can strengthen that side anchor with a single, powerful move, the lateral step up. Why it matters, according to a study published in Physical Therapy and Aging, balance training that targets lateral hip strength reduced fall risk by 43% in adults over 65. In another trial, participants who practiced lateral stepping 3 times a week improved gait stability in just 4 weeks. How to do it? Start with a low, stable step about 4 to 6 inches tall. Stand beside it. Place your inside foot flat on the step. Engage your thigh and hip. Step up sideways, then bring the other foot to join it. Pause, then step down slowly, with control. Hold a handrail or counter for support if needed. Form is everything. No twisting knees, no leaning sideways. Slow, steady movement builds not just strength, but awareness. You're teaching your body where it is in space again, a sense called proprioception, which declines with age but can be retrained. After 2 weeks of practicing this move, I noticed I could step over curbs without hesitation. I even dared to walk on grass again barefoot. More than strength, this gave me freedom. The freedom to move sideways, to pivot, to turn without clenching in fear. That kind of control, it's not flashy, but it's life-changing. But let's be honest, most of us aren't afraid of stepping up. We're afraid of coming down. That's where real danger and real opportunity live. Because going downstairs calls for a different kind of power, the kind that slows you down, protects your joints, and saves you from the slip. And that's exactly what we're going to build next. Part 4, step down, the power to descend without fear. Most people think the hardest part is climbing up, but ask any older adult, going down is what truly terrifies us. And it's not just in our heads. Descending stairs places up to twice as much pressure on the knees compared to going up. It also demands a different kind of muscle control, eccentric strength, when muscles lengthen under tension to slow movement. The problem is eccentric strength declines faster with age than other types of strength. That's why many seniors feel more wobbly when stepping down than stepping up. I'll never forget the moment I hesitated at the top of a few steps at the grocery store. Heart racing, knees trembling, not because I was tired, but because I didn't trust my own legs. That's when my physical therapist introduced me to a simple, powerful movement, step downs with weight. Why it matters, a study from the American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation found that seniors who practice controlled step downs 3 times per week for 8 weeks improved joint stability by 28% and reported less knee pain while descending stairs. Another study showed eccentric training can reverse age-related muscle loss more effectively than traditional strength routines. How to do it? Stand on the lowest step of a staircase or a stable platform. Face forward, both feet on the step. Slowly lower one foot toward the floor, don't drop it. Let your other leg control the descent. Tap the heel down, then return to the starting step. As you get stronger, add light resistance, 5 to your 10 LB dumbbells or a weighted vest. What makes this move special isn't just the downward motion, it's the control. It's about training your thighs, glutes, and hamstrings to resist gravity, not just move with it. And that resistance, that's what keeps your knees safe when the ground suddenly drops beneath you. But there's more. When I started doing this regularly, I noticed something strange. My ankles felt firmer, more stable. I realized going downstairs doesn't just challenge the upper leg. It demands total body coordination, especially from the calves and ankles. And those, my friend, are our next destination. Because even if your thighs are strong and your balance is sharp, if your ankles wobble, the whole system can fail. Let's talk about your calves and why they might be the most underrated guardians of your independence. Part 5, Heel Raise, the quiet strength beneath you. You wouldn't build a house on wobbly ground, so why build your body's balance on weak ankles? Here's something many people don't realize. Your calves and ankles are your body's natural shock absorbers, and they're essential for every safe step you take. From going down a curb to stabilizing after a misstep, your calves do the hidden work. They control your descent, support your landings, and help you recover if you tilt or sway. But as we age, calf strength and ankle flexibility decline quietly, gradually, and dangerously. In fact, research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors with weak calves are 2 to 3 times more likely to fall, especially during stair descent or stepping off uneven surfaces. It happened to me once. I was walking down a ramp when my heel slipped slightly. I didn't fall, but I twisted just enough to scare me for weeks. That's when my therapist taught me the heel raise, a move so simple. I was skeptical it would help. But help it did. Why it matters: heel raises strengthen the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles, key to ankle stability, stair push-offs, and balance corrections. They also improve proprioception, your body's sense of position, a crucial ability that declines with age. In a clinical study of adults over 65, those who performed heel raises daily for 6 weeks saw 33% improvement in ankle stability, 22% reduction in fall incidence, faster walking speed, and improved confidence on stairs. How to do it? Stand behind a sturdy chair or kitchen counter for balance. Place your feet shoulder width apart. Slowly rise onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels high. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds. Lower back down with control. Repeat 10-15 times, twice a day. As you get stronger, try doing it with just 1 foot at a time, or add light weights for resistance. At first, it may feel trivial, but each lift is a message to your body: I'm here. I'm grounded. I'm stable. Since adding heel raises to my routine, I no longer fear slippery sidewalks or curbs, and my stairs, they feel more like steps and less like traps. But there's still one more place we need to strengthen: the center of it all. The part that lifts every leg, stabilizes every step, and controls your whole posture. That's your hips, the command center of movement. And to awaken them, we're going to march one step at a time. Part 6, Standing March, one step at a time, towards strength and stability. We've strengthened your thighs, balanced your hips, protected your knees, and stabilized your ankles. But there's one final piece that brings all of it together: your hips and your core. Think of your body as a tree. Your feet are the roots. Your legs are the trunk. But your hips and core, they are the center controlling every movement, every shift, every change in direction. And one of the most effective ways to train that center is surprisingly simple: standing march. Why it matters: marching in place strengthens the hip flexors, abdominals, and deep core stabilizers, which are essential for walking, climbing stairs, turning, and even getting dressed. More importantly, it trains your body to balance on one leg at a time, which is how walking works. And here's the science in a study published in the Geriatrics and Gerontology International Journal. Older adults who practice standing marches for 10 minutes a day improved their single-leg balance by 46% and reduced fall risk by 30% in just 4 weeks. Not bad for something you can do right next to your kitchen counter. How to do it. Stand tall behind a sturdy chair or counter. Lift one knee toward your chest until your thigh is parallel to the floor or as high as is comfortable. Hold for a moment. Feel the tension in your core and hips. Lower slowly, then lift the opposite knee. Alternate for 20-30 steps, once or twice per day. Want more challenge? Try marching without holding on, or with small ankle weights, or set a rhythm with music. It helps maintain coordination and joy. Why it works emotionally. When I first started marching in place, I felt silly. What could this possibly do? But then I noticed something. My walk got smoother, my posture straighter, and the stairs I didn't freeze at the bottom anymore. The rhythm of marching retrains your inner compass, your body's sense of where it is in space. That sense, called proprioception, fades with age but can be revived through repetition. And maybe most importantly, it reminds you that forward motion is still possible. Because every march is a declaration, I'm not stuck, I'm still moving. But movement isn't just about muscles. It's about what movement allows you to do, like travel, play with your grandchildren, stay in your home longer, be independent on your own terms. These 5 simple exercises, when done consistently, can give you back what aging tries to take away: freedom. And that's exactly what we'll reflect on in the final message. You've just learned 5 simple movements. No machines, no fancy gym, just intention, awareness, and the quiet decision to not give up. But this isn't just about exercises. It's about what they unlock. A walk to the mailbox without fear. A visit to your grandchildren without hesitation. A morning climb upstairs to water your plants with joy instead of dread. Strength, balance, and freedom are not things you lost forever. They're things you can reclaim, one step at a time. The truth is, aging doesn't take away your power. It asks you to use it more wisely. And these 5 movements, they're a way back to yourself. So if something in this video spoke to you, if you felt seen, understood, or simply ready to try again, let me know by commenting, "I'm still moving," below, or tell me which movement will you start with today. And if you know someone, a parent, friend, or neighbor who's struggling with stairs or fear of falling, send them this video. You could be the reason they get their life back. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel because we're just getting started and your next chapter is still being written.